You're listening to Heroes in the Moment.
What's up, heroes? I'm Michael.
And I'm Nathan.
Today, we're doing weekly recap number 33.
Okay, baby.
And we got a lot of news to break down today. We missed last week's Star Wars Celebration, so we're going to break that down. We're going to break down the new Max, now it's called, titles that they just released.
Don't get me started.
And stuff like that. We're going to get a little bit DC, a little bit Harry Potter now. And we'll finish it off with a couple Marvel casting and directing announcements. So, pretty fire podcast today. We got a lot to do.
Fire.
So we're going to start off with the big one, Star Wars Celebration.
Okay.
And Star Wars Celebration got me hyped. I'm not going to lie. I'm excited.
I had no idea that they were doing it.
They kind of popped out nowhere.
It was out of nowhere.
Initially, I thought it was going to be like May 4th that week because they typically fill it, but they did it earlier, I guess, and I just wasn't expecting it. I was like, okay, I'm bringing it on. I'm okay with it.
I just opened my Instagram one day at work, and I was like, holy crap, why are they making all these announcements right now?
Right. And they delivered with them. So first one of the announcements was that Dave Filoni is getting to be his first ever directed Star Wars movie, finally, long overdue. To where it will be a movie, the accumulation of the Mandoverse and what it's building towards. And it'll be the finisher of the Mandoverse is what it's kind of building towards. The Mandalorian, the Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, all those shows. I guess probably the Bad Batch might fit into that because it's Dave Filoni as well. What they've all been building towards.
So I assume live action, right?
It is live action. It's a live action movie, yes.
So would this come out... I mean, because how many more seasons do we have? Obviously, we have Ahsoka. We have Bad Batch season 3.
We have Bad Batch season 3.
Boba Fett never... Did it get renewed for season 2?
Not officially. No, it did not.
Okay, I hope it stays that way. But okay, so say we get all those things, then I assume we get the movie, right?
Right. It'll be
so
your
you tell me potentially we could see like live action like Bad Batch?
Potentially, but probably not. My guess is going to stay focused on the Ahsoka, Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett characters. My guess is, I don't know who would be the main character in it. Like, who would be your star? Maybe Pedro Pascal. That would be either Pedro Pascal or Rosario Dawson is probably.
I mean, those are the two biggest names that they have.
Yes. So probably
especially
one of the two.
Pedro right now.
Right. And we know the villain is going to be Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Okay.
He's going to be the big one for this particular movie and stuff. And my guess for the title is, I think it's going to be Star Wars: Heir to the Empire. That's my guess, and that's a phenomenal title. That'll be great. And I think this is a fire one. I mean, Dave Filoni is a visionary when it comes to Star Wars.
Really?
So to see him get his first ever Star Wars movie and to do it well, because I know he kind of produced Rogue One, but at the same time, this would be really cool to see him as the director of Heir to the Empire.
And I'm definitely interested. Like, before, we've only really seen him do these episodes, and obviously, they're similar, but
and anytime he directs an episode, that episode's
it's
good.
Fire. It's fire.
So,
but triple that screen time,
right? Bigger budget as well.
It's the first movie. Okay.
First movie. So
I'm interested. So
I'm excited.
This will kind of bridge the gap between...
It'll bridge the gap. This will bridge the gap between...
Like Rogue One?
Between... It'll bridge the gap between Return of the Jedi, what the events there, and then Force Awakens. It'll be like that bridge to kind of build them together and stuff.
So
because
the Bad Batch should be old in it then.
They might not even be in it. I don't even know. I just said that because that's Dave Filoni's project as well.
I'm hoping to see my boy Tech again.
Oh, no, he's dead. Did you see the Star Wars memorial post they posted of him? They posted a picture of him with like sad music. I was like, they did.
No, bro.
I was like, no, unless they're just teasing us hard and he's going to be back.
He's coming back.
He's
alive. They're going to clone him. That's what I thought. I'm driving here.
He's going to be another clone.
Yeah, they're going to clone him.
Tech 2.
Why not? They need tech people in the Empire.
They do.
How else would they build all their stuff?
That's true. We'll have to see. But I'm hyped for this nonetheless. It does not have a release date. We don't know. My guess is it's going to be a while.
Yeah,
if
26.
I would say further than that, if I'm being honest. Probably 27, 28. That would be my guess. It'd be a while. But I'm still excited nonetheless.
Yeah.
All right, next up is a big piece of news that is some controversial to a lot of people, but it did get most people excited because it's not the same people who did the sequels. It is different people.
Yeah.
And that being the return of Daisy Ridley will be returning as Rey in a movie set 15 years after the rise of Skywalker about her rebuilding the Jedi Temple. And it will be directed by Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy. And I've never heard of them.
Who?
I've never heard of them. But
is it a guy or a girl?
I think it's a girl. So
has she directed anything?
I think I was looking at her filmography and there was a couple, I think there was a couple foreign films because I don't know, but
I don't understand. I'm a tangent here. Like, why they take one of the biggest movie franchises ever and then they give it to relatively, at least, new directors.
Right. I guess they just apparently maybe they had a pitch and the pitch was good. They were like really opted to it. I don't know. As long as this movie, this movie has some things going in it because a lot of people don't like the character of Rey, but that mostly comes from the bad writing of the sequels and the bad story development.
They had a lot of stuff.
And
going
personally,
against
I like Daisy Ridley. and I like her as Rey.
I do too, and I think she's a good actress.
I do, and I think if they pull it off, have better writers, and do it better, I think it could be potentially a lot better and a lot more anticipated. So we'll have to just wait and see.
I do too, but man, I'm kind of feeling the Star Wars burnout, and I feel like the more movies that they continue to make, I feel like the less special it gets. You know,
Really?
I mean,
yes,
I understand
does,
everything with the sequels, and yes, I wish they weren't made, but I don't know, dude, how I feel.
I mean,
about
it has
this.
been 4 years since we've had even a Star Wars movie, and it's going to be longer too.
I know,
so,
but we've been like bombarded with their Disney Plus content,
stuff
you
and
know?
things like that. But I mean,
I don't know.
You know, I don't mind grunt, but we have to remember that the Skywalker saga is done. Never forget that. I mean, it's done. It's one piece, and it's not going to be like, you know, it's still its own. It's its own thing. You know, those 9 movies, that's the Skywalker saga, and that's all it'll ever be. Or 12 movies or 11 movies, I guess I should say, including Rogue One and Solo. But, you know, that's all it'll ever be. This is just expanding, you know, other stories and stuff like that. So I'm okay with it. Just to give me in the movie theater see Star Wars again. I'm okay with that. I love Star Wars. So, all right, next up, this one is absolutely phenomenal, and this is something that a lot of people have been interested in and asking for, and it's absolutely W, and nobody can deny that. And that being James Mangold, the director of Logan and the Wolverine, will be directing a film about the first ever Jedi.
Listen, that's a good move,
dude. It's fire. It's
You know,
absolutely fire.
he's-
Great director.
He's a proven director. You know,
Right.
he's doing the new Indiana Jones movie.
Right,
Obviously,
right.
Logan was great. He knows what he's doing. Giving him
Yes.
his own Star Wars movie about you said the first Jedi?
The first ever Jedi. Yes.
So he said it was like, what's it, like 24,000 years?
Long
or
time
something
before.
like
This
that.
takes place before the Old Republic days. So
Yeah.
even before then. So
Listen, man, where do you even get the lore for that, though? You know, Michael? It's
they'll have to create it. I mean, that's the thing.
well, they could, I guess, consult with George Lucas.
They'll probably
Like, who makes those creative decisions
right.
now?
They'll probably have to consult with Lucas and then maybe
'Cause-
Dave Filoni or something like that along those lines.
I guarantee they've never thought about the first Jedi, probably.
I think.
Maybe?
Oh, I guarantee they have.
think so?
I guarantee there's legends
You
about
think
it.
they already have a name?
I guarantee there's probably already legends about it out there.
Yeah.
I'm not even positive about it. But I mean, still, nonetheless, I'm excited for this. And there's also rumors of that being this wouldn't be that, but a Darth Revan project as well, possibly in the works.
okay.
So this has not been announced, but
that'd be
that has
fire.
also been
That'd be
rumored. But
fire,
you know,
man.
anyway, all right. Next up, some of the Disney Plus content we got to talk about. The Acolyte has officially going to be coming in 2024.
Okay.
So that's hype. I'm excited for.
I'm
the
excited
show.
for that show.
I'm very
I am.
excited for it. Next up, it was confirmed that Lars Mikkelsen will be coming back to play Grand Admiral Thrawn.
a good move. That's a good move.
decision, the older brother of Mads Mikkelsen. I mean, it's just a absolute.
They got
legend.
talent right
They
in their
do got
family.
talent.
They got
Lars
talent.
Mikkelsen is the best pick for Thrawn.
Yeah,
I absolutely
looks
believe
like
that. So-
him.
oh yeah,
Has that menacing look.
and I mean,
the
he
way he
did.
carries
He already
himself.
voiced him, so might as well have him back. All right, next up, Andor is actually been confirmed. We talked about this a couple months ago, but it's confirmed that it will be coming back for a second and final season, and this
it's good.
season will lead directly into Rogue One. I think this is the best decision.
Yeah.
You know, because like, how much more could you do? Like,
I know. I mean, obviously, you know, the first season was slow,
Right. But it was good.
Yeah, it was still good, right? And it was cool finally to see not everything on the green screen,
Right.
But they prolonged it, and you're like, okay, I don't know if I can take 4 or 5 seasons of
Right,
this,
right.
But you know, cutting it short, second season straight into a movie, I think works perfectly,
Right.
Especially since I think a lot of the Star Wars fan base didn't respond very well to it, even though I like that it was.
It
different.
wasn't very viewed much.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't get a lot of appreciation, but yeah.
Yeah.
Next up is The Bad Batch, has been renewed and will be coming back for a third, and it will be its final season to kind of finish out that storyline there. Maybe they'll lead into something else, but which was a good decision. See what it accumulates between the cloning process and what they're
I
doing
guess.
there.
I mean, I guess Echo will join them. It'll be about getting Omega back.
Right.
Yeah, like you said, it's gonna be a cloning process.
Right.
Obviously, that's gonna be the main focus.
Absolutely.
And I think it's gonna lead straight into. What would it lead into, though? Is the thing.
It'll lead into the Empire still being obsessed with cloning, like we've seen in the season 3 of The Mandalorian, with them cloning the cloning process, and then obviously it's going to lead to them cloning Snoke and cloning Palpatine and stuff like that. And they're going to explain. And this is a good decision because if they explain it and explain it well, it's where it makes sense. You're going to be like, okay, this I understand now.
Yeah, I mean, but like a lot of Star Wars fans are gonna watch it, so I hope that they do have explanations in their movies.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
they
from it, 'cause I
definitely-
think a
they
lot of
definitely
people
do
will
too.
be lost.
Right.
I still think it was a dumb move bringing them back, and that the fact shows that they've had to take like 2 or 3 different shows to just explain how Palpatine could have
But
come
that's
back.
kind of cool, though. I mean, they're not doing it. They don't have to do that. They could just forsake it, but they're doing this
I
to
wish
really
they
show
would've.
how it's all connected.
Yeah.
So I think that's really cool too. Instead of just dissing it completely.
Yeah.
Next up, absolutely love this one. Tales of the Jedi is coming back for a second season.
Really?
awesome. Love
Give us
this
some more
news.
Dooku episodes.
I don't know if we're going to get Dooku. They're going to explore another character. Maybe like,
Give us, like,
I would like to explain another
an old
Jedi we don't
Sith
really know, like
character.
Plo Koon or something like those. Like, explore his origins
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
That'd be
I think
cool.
that would be kind of cool.
Plo Koon was always the most underrated Jedi,
Oh, yeah,
along with
he's a
Qui-Gon
legend,
Jinn.
man.
Dude had Force lightning, was a great pilot, raised, taught Ahsoka. Listen, man, if he hadn't been in a ship, great pilot. If he hadn't been in the ship, bro, I guarantee he would have survived Order 66.
I know. He
was a
would've.
goat, man.
I know Dave Filoni came to George Lucas and was like, hey, man, can I please let Plo Koon live and have him bring him back? And then George Lucas said no. So I know that was a fact because, I mean, he was in a ship and died, but at the same time, I love Plo Koon, man.
Plo Koon, to me, it still doesn't make sense. I feel like he should have been able to survive. But obviously, that was George Lucas' decision.
Right.
But yeah, like I said, that'd be cool. And I would really love to see, man, like,
Oh, yeah.
a tale about somebody bad, dude. Maybe not even like a Jedi.
Well, I mean, they shot a whole scene of Plo Koon being the one that came for Grogu instead of Luke Skywalker in Mandalorian Season 2. So
Really?
They did. I mean, they did that as kind of a bait to us, a deep fake to kind of get us thinking about that.
That's a good
but
move.
Still, I think that'd be cool. All right, next up is we got Star Wars Visions 2 coming in May 4th. That's an obvious one that will come out all at once. I'm excited for
It'll
that
be
one.
different animations. I mean,
It will.
anime
Different
studios,
animation
right?
studios,
Okay.
different things, different news. And that'll be coming out. We'll break that down. We may have a special guest too, but more disclosed
So
later.
I assume we'll do a season review on that.
Yes,
right?
we will do because it comes out at once anyway. So,
Yeah.
all right.
Like Disney Plus should do.
As Disney, well, not everything, but as
I like
the
that.
animated stuff should do.
Yeah.
All right, next up. All right, so that was Star Wars. Some incredible news.
Lot of
3
news.
movies,
Yeah.
several shows. We get release dates and talking about. So excited about that. All right, next up to make the transition over to DC news. I got a few there and some exciting ones. So to start off, we got our first official. Not necessarily release date, but release year for the brand new Matt Reeves' The Penguin series starring Colin Farrell, coming for 2024. And we got an official promo for it. Not necessarily a trailer, but it did give us some stuff. And we'll break that down right here for you guys. So in this trailer, it looks phenomenal.
It looks
I just gotta say it right
amazing,
off the bat.
dude.
Like it looks Sopranos, right? It looks Gotham mixed with Sopranos. I mean, that's amazing combo.
You know, like a mob boss.
Exactly,
dude. Obviously, it just felt straight out of, like the Batman. Like
it did.
Same, like color schemes, same kind of cinematography. Obviously, it's Matt Reeves. But I like that it was consistent.
It doesn't even look like the budget's different. Like it looks the same, and it's amazing. And and Robert Pattinson is supposed to make an appearance in the show as well.
Really?
In some capacity. So that's really cool. He may not. I just heard that as a rumor, but. That's just awesome. I mean, this show. I mean, at first I was a little hesitant just because to really go in and get shows and stuff. And I was kind of burnt out on series at the time and stuff like that. But now that it's been confirmed that the Batman universe is going to be Elseworlds and not in the DCU with James Gunn.
I love
DCU.
it. It's refreshing.
It's going to be its own thing, and I'm actually okay with that because now we can really dive deep into the lore of Batman. Like we can dive deep into his villains and who they are, what they mean. We can dive into
how they got their start.
Exactly. We can dive into the
challenges
character.
they overcome.
Right. Maybe bring in Dick Grayson, Robin. That has to happen in part 2. Has to.
Yeah.
We just got to get it. But anyway, the Penguin show, I mean, it starts off with him dealing with reparations after Carmine Falcone's death. And dealing with that, him being kind of the leader of Gotham now is what he's claiming himself to be. I mean, he was shooting people. He was shooting and laughing. It was awesome. Yeah. And his makeup looks good.
Oh, makeup looks so good.
It looks so good, man. Oh,
so good.
Looks so good. You can't even tell that's Colin Farrell, man.
No, you can't.
Not
I
at all.
never would have known.
No, never would have known. And
I hated the news when it came out. I'm like, dude, Colin Farrell's a pretty man.
Yeah.
How are they going to make him look like the penguin dude?
And they did it. They did it well.
Yeah.
And then we see in the trailer as well, just hidden scenes of him walking with his limp is just really incredible.
Yeah.
You just see him walking up, and then you see him car chases. You see just the use of weaponry. It definitely looks gangster, like
it looks
gangster-esque and all of this stuff, and
taking over Gotham,
taking over, and just really doing this. And it reminds me of I showed it to my mom actually. And she was like, it reminds me of the Penguin, I grew up with in the cartoons, the comics and stuff. Yeah. That's how he is. And I was like, yes, good. I mean,
she said that?
Yeah, she did.
Okay.
And I mean, seeing that and then now getting this, it looks phenomenal. I can't say anything negative about it. I don't know how many episodes it's going to get, maybe 10.
It has to be. Do not give us 6 episodes.
No, it can't be 6 episodes.
Yeah, but dude, HBO Max has been killing it with their originals. I mean, and there's been a lot of hype from episode to episode.
Oh, yeah.
It hasn't been, dude, you guys suck for, doing this. It's like, all right, wait for the
Let's
next
get
week.
it.
Next
Right.
week, Last of Us,
Absolutely.
Succession. What's the
Absolutely.
next week? So I think they're gonna freaking kill it with this one.
Right there he is, actually.
He looks so
Right there.
good.
He looks
man.
so good. So
He looks so
I'm
good.
so excited for this series coming 2024.
Mm.
All right, next up, we're talking about James Mangold again. What about that?
Okay.
We're talking about James Mangold
Okay,
again.
Mangold.
James Mangold came out and confirmed that he will be directing the DCU Swamp Thing movie.
That is news.
That is news.
That is news.
That is news indeed.
That is news. Listen, I
do you
think
think
that's a
about it?
great move. I mean, he's doing Logan. He's
Mm-hmm.
doing a Star Wars movie. He's doing Swamp Thing. I'll be interested to see how he does Swamp Thing because Swamp
Right.
Thing seems like completely different from the films he's done in the past.
yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
Like,
well,
this
I
is
mean,
the whole vibe.
that and not. So I mean, you have to capture the element of how he became the Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
What he is. Why he's such, attracted to the plants and the things like that, and the nature of things, and why he wants to protect it, and all these different things. So I feel like Swamp Thing, Logan, some of these characters. I mean, he does a very good job with like these. It's weird because
Yeah.
all these characters are like one-off characters that are like older or wise or like strength characters. I mean, you had Logan.
Yeah.
You have Indiana Jones, older Indiana Jones.
He did Ford versus Ferrari.
He did Ford versus Ferrari,
I didn't know
phenomenal
that.
movie.
Yeah.
I mean, he did. Now he's doing Swamp Thing, another standalone like big
He
character.
did the
So
Wolverine.
I'm excited for that. I mean, I think it's definitely a W to see James
Yeah,
Mangold. in
he's
DC.
gonna make it a really relatable story, but
yeah.
still a little
yeah.
frightening.
yeah,
But yeah, Swamp Thing's always been a really cool character.
Yes.
But it's coming out so soon. Obviously for DCU, Swamp Thing is
Right.
not really the
right. Well,
one of the
then
first
James Gunn
projects to
also
think
came out
about.
and said that somebody said. Commented and it's like, hey, James Gunn, are you worried that some of these people were like really like cracked your code based off of what you're doing with your chapter 1 and all this
Yeah.
stuff? And he came out and said that no one, not even anyone, has come close to see what I am planning. So
All right,
we'll
so
have to
he's
see.
holding it
So
close to his
he's
chest.
holding it up. So
Okay.
I think he revealed some of the stuff, but he didn't reveal like anything compared to what he's gonna do.
Okay.
And I'm excited for that.
James Gunn, blow me away.
Please,
Blow
I
me
need it.
away, man.
I need it, DC. Have to do it.
I need it. This is
'Cause
your
otherwise-
time, DC.
This is your time.
This is
Otherwise,
your time.
there's no way you could redeem
This is your
yourself.
time.
All right. Next up, we got to make a transition over to Harry Potter news.
Okay.
And this is huge.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about rumors of this in the past, but now it's completely confirmation.
Yeah.
HBO, Max original series. We're getting an official series based off of Harry Potter. And it is a remake, but not at the same time because it is going to be 7 seasons, each season based off of a book, and it's going to be completely book. They're not missing a detail from the books.
Live
They're gonna get
action?
everything live action. I personally would rather have been animated. That's
Yeah,
just
me
me.
too. New cast, I assume?
New cast, and I will talk about some of the rumored cast in a minute, but and some of at least the big names anyway. But I mean, there's
don't-
controversy.
I don't like it.
I like it, and I'll tell you why. I like it because I've read the books. I've read the books, all 7 of them, and there are so many things that they left out.
Yeah.
so much. Like it's beyond.
That's what my wife tells me all the
Yes,
time.
so much. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, I want to see Peeves, right? I want to
Yeah.
see Peeves. You don't even know who Peeves is, do you?
No, Peace is the ghost
He is a ghost
that
Okay,
flies
so you-
around.
Yes,
I see him in Hogwarts Legacy. He's
that's
really
right.
annoying.
You have Hogwarts.
He's
Legacy.
always trying to catch
yes,
me. Yeah.
we gotta get Peeves. We gotta get Spew. I mean, we gotta get more Dobby. I mean, Dobby's in it throughout, and he's in almost
Dobby
every one
wants
besides the
to
first one. I want Dobby.
Give
I
us a
want.
sandwich.
I want the actual battle of the Department of Ministries. I want
Yeah.
all of this stuff that we have not gotten that they can expand. And I get the controversy. The only reason that I wouldn't like it is if they go woke. I don't think they should go
They
woke.
will.
Keep it like
They're
they
gonna make Hermione black. They're gonna gender swap Harry and Ron. Watch that. I swear they will, bro. I'm telling you.
If they do that, then that's when they're going to make the mistake.
Yeah.
They're not going to succeed. But if they do it like they're saying they're going to, keep it based off the source material and just completely do the books again. And just the movies are their own, genuine thing. The movies are fantastic, but have the books, have them just completely
Yeah.
based off the books. It will work and it will work well. And I'm excited to see it.
See, Michael, I just don't think that this works out. Okay, so I think to another franchise. Let's take Star Wars, for instance, right? You have 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, right? It's pretty comparable. You got 7 Harry Potter
Right.
movies, 6 of those Star Wars movies.
Right.
It would essentially just, it would essentially just be with Star Wars, just making a season for every single movie that we've
Yeah.
already seen
Yeah.
based on more like lore.
Right.
Like if it's canon, like why recast everybody? Why flip it up when we already have a whole movie dedicated
Right.
to it? Like I understand that, a lot of stuff in the books were missed, and I agree with you. I think animated would have been the way to go, but
Yeah.
like a season on a movie
On a book.
based on the book that the season's gonna be based off of, I feel like it's unnecessary.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I get it, and I get the unnecessariness of it. But when you compare like a 2.5-hour movie to a 800-page book, I mean, there's so much.
I just think it's gonna spark a lot of controversy.
It will.
Like,
It will, absolutely.
Obviously, you know, they're gonna get new actors for it, and then there's
That would
gonna
be hard.
I mean, these little kids are gonna have to. They're gonna be compared, you know, to Daniel Radcliffe, you know, to
Emma Watson.
freaking Emma Watson.
I know.
Like this,
It's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
The casting process is gonna
it's gonna be hard. It's like, how do you
difficult
replace
part.
like Alan Rickman? You know, characters like
right.
that?
And that's what I'm getting to is the rumors of the casting. The rumors of the casting are Adam Driver's head for Snape right now.
Really?
He's at the head point.
That's a good move.
It's a good move.
He looks like
Helen Mirren is at the head for McGonagall.
okay.
Good move.
That'd be a good move.
And then
she does look like
she does. Tom Felton is the head for Lucius Malfoy, playing his dad.
Really?
You know, because he played Draco, so now he's going to play Lucius again.
Okay.
A W decision.
Yeah.
And then there's a couple other casting members.
Danny DeVito as Hermione.
Yes,
See?
please.
Well, you got to see the vision, Michael.
Dude, I see the vision.
I'm seeing this vision.
I like your vision.
Listen, man, like we know, like they're gonna make some changes.
My favorite. This is a fan casting is Liam Neeson as Dumbledore.
Liam Neeson as
Dude,
Dumbledore.
That's a good casting.
I'm trying to see. Yeah, he is like what, like late 60s,
Yeah, he's
probably.
old. I mean,
Yeah, I can see it. I can see
that
it.
one.
I love
But
Liam Neeson.
They do have a strong problem with the casting. If they don't go woke, if they stay with the source material, I'm all for it. I'll consume it. And this is coming from the reason I say this stuff is I'm a newer Harry Potter fan. I came into it in 2021. I watched all the movies and I read all the books and I watched all the movies again multiple times. I watched the movies probably like 8 times over now. And I absolutely adore Harry Potter. And I didn't grow up with it. So this is kind of my, kind of coming into it. And to hear this news, for me to have this series that can, kind of be really cool to see, that's why I'm excited.
So I guess it's just going to be like what we've seen before, right? I mean, they're going to expand on it a little more because they'll have
It'll
more
be
time.
different. It'll be very different.
But won't they explore like the same things? You know,
They will. I mean, it'll be the same plots as the movies explored,
so
but
like
just big
we're going to see a
expansion.
Harry versus Voldemort battle.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Dude, holy! I wonder if J.K. Rowling's going to be involved in this.
She is involved.
She is, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just, it's just weird. Like, when's the last time you can remember, like, they made shows about the movies, Well, about the books that the movies are based off of,
Yeah, I mean,
this is the first time I've ever heard something
of a
like this.
season. Yeah, I mean, they've
Like
been
a season
moving,
on a movie.
I mean, there's been like Lord of the Rings. There was a trilogy of movies before the big epic trilogy in 2000. So I mean, that's kind of the only other comparison there. But
Lord of the Rings had like an animated show, didn't it? A while
anime
back.
movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
there was 3 anime movies that were
Yeah, but like I said, that's not really on this scale.
No. I mean,
that's weird, dude.
I do think I genuinely do think.
I feel bad for the kid actors. I
know. It's gonna be hard to cast, but
pressure.
I think what they should have done, and this would have been the better decision, is make it animated.
Yes,
because people would opt to that when they would love that, and just have the same cast.
I know, dude.
I mean, and then just
That'd
they'd
be a
have
lot
to
better,
they'd have to replace Snape
Avoid
and Hagrid,
comparisons.
But, I mean, still, just get a new actors for those, but at the same time keep the same and just redo it as an animated show with more expansion of the books, and I think that would work better.
I agree.
That's me personally. All right, next up, to make the transition over to Marvel. Wonder Man has gotten Shang-Chi director Destin Daniel Cretton working on the show.
Okay. All right,
So
not a bad director.
No, not a bad director, so good decision.
Pretty decent, yeah.
Next up is Vanessa and Colossus are set to come back in Deadpool 3.
Really?
Yes. So
Okay, that's a good move.
That's a good move too. I wonder how they're going to do it.
They're stacking up a cast.
They are.
I don't know how they're going to do it. Like, if it
I think
truly
what's
is
going to
like
happen is like, it's going to be very multiversal. It's going to be very time travel esque. I think what's going to happen is they're going to leave Vanessa and Colossus in that universe.
Yeah.
And then when Deadpool makes the transition over to MCU, he'll leave everything behind and he'll come.
and then he'll come.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's
maybe he'll get lonely, then he'll bring them all over.
That's possible.
Probably.
Maybe that's
yeah.
how they do the X-Men. I don't know.
Probably. He's like, hey guys, wouldn't it be great if I had some more friends?
I just can't wait for him to make fun of all this stuff, man. It's gonna be so fun.
There's
Breaking
a lot
the
of
fourth
stuff,
wall.
yeah.
It's like Disney. Holy crap! What are you doing?
He's like, man, y'all's nanotech helmets have been sucking recently.
Yeah, he'll be saying something like
that.
Superhero landing. I mean, it'd just be so funny.
That'd be great. Dude.
All right, next up is Shia LaBeouf's wife, Mia Goth, has been cast in Blade. You just told me this.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about the casting.
I don't know either, but she's been blowing up. Obviously, a lot of horror projects, but
Yes.
she'll be getting Blade.
Oh, yeah.
dude, she just has like this unique look about her, dude. Like you can't really even see her eyebrows. I don't know, maybe that's it. But no, I think it's a good move. I have no idea what, but we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, quite a bit of news. We're excited for some of them. But anyway, we'll just have to see in the coming weeks. I mean, we're going to have to break down a lot of this stuff. So we're excited to do that.
All right, guys. If you enjoyed this episode, let us know by giving us a review and a download. Our podcast, Here's in the Moment, is available on all major podcast platforms. So check it out. We have a ton of episodes out, so go ahead, check out our Blue Beetle trailer reaction and all the other stuff out there. If you want to stay up to date with all of our news, announcements, and updates, check out the socials. We have an Instagram at Here's in the Moment and a TikTok at Here's in the Moment with an extra T.
And we just want to thank y'all for listening. And as always, we love you 3000.